And finally, new rule, as it's kind of late in the fourth quarter for America and we're behind by 3 touchdowns, let's make one last stab at a grand bargain between the two sides that hate each other so much. America used to do this all the time, make bargains, and I've suggested many myself, like, you stop saying fetuses are the same as babies, and we'll stop saying trans women are the same as biological women. You stop saying alternative facts, and we'll stop saying my truth. You stop saying thoughts and prayers, and we'll stop with the land acknowledgement. You admit there's no such thing as voter fraud, and we'll admit that getting a picture ID isn't really that fucking hard to do. Stuff like that. But as it is so late in the game, let's just go right to the granddaddy of bargains now. The left will seriously quash all their loony woke shit, and the right will stop the slide into autocracy. That's really the only card left to play. Because the basic problem we have in America is conservatives think the liberals are insane, and they're not completely wrong. Now, I don't think most liberals are insane, but neither do they make it clear they disapprove of the ones who are, and their cowardice in not marginalizing their own crazies has been their downfall. I couldn't get Neil deGrasse Tyson, a genius scientist and preeminent scientific voice in the media, to agree that it was ridiculous for Scientific American and The Atlantic to be claiming that separating sports by sex doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Actually, it makes perfect sense. And it's obvious that it does. And there's a lot of stuff like that on the left. And when conservatives see it, they say, I'm sorry, we're just not going to go along with reinventing society, often pointlessly, even if we have to cancel democracy to do it. That's what they're saying. They see gender as only a construct and sex is assigned at birth, and they say, we're not doing that. Transing kids by self-diagnosis with no age limit, no parental notification, and no acknowledgement of social contagion, not doing it. Asylum now covers any reason for anyone to come to America, not doing it. Homelessness is a lifestyle. Natural immunity doesn't count anymore. Whiteness is toxic. Penises in women's prisons. Welcoming the Intifada. We're not doing it. And so, folks, if we are ever going to get back to the old America, that's got to be the Democrats' part of the bargain. Stop coming up with radically new and often terrible ideas, and then in the next breath, insist there be no debate about any of it. That if you don't see it right away and go along, you're bad, stupid, and deplorable. As if you were saying, duh, 2 + 2 = 5, isn't that obvious? Yeah, it's obvious you can't add. You can't just say shit. Math is racist, queers for Palestine, looting is cool, healthy at any weight. If the men's football team played the women's team, it would be a tie. You can't just say shit. I mean, you can, but it doesn't make it true, because you're not Harry Potter. Smug self-righteousness in the defense of some of the dumbest ideas to ever come down the pike is not a formula that's really working for you. Because here's one thing I can promise every liberal in this country. The Democrats can win every election from now until forever. And the people who now hold the reins of power will not give a shit and will not give it back if they think you're still nutty. Which brings me to my friends on the right, to whom I say, becoming an authoritarian police state, that's not going to work for you either. Do you know what a drag it is to actually have to run a police state because half the population is seething and plotting against you, while all the time you know, deep down, that they're right about America becoming something that it never was and never should be? You keep saying the left is more approving of political violence. Well, who do you think that's going to be aimed at? I know it feels exhilarating to make the liberals cry their liberal tears after they made you feel disrespected and looked down on and flown over and called the nutty ones. But come on, I thought you were the tough guys. Get over it. You must know that we are really on the edge of a dictatorship here, and you're the only ones who can stop it. Do you really want to make this a fundamentally different country than the one you claim to love? A country where we censor the media, disappear people, use the legal system to excuse friends and punish enemies, have a secret-ish police, hang banners of the dear leader on buildings, sue newspapers, and declare war without mercy on windmills? You know that's all crazy too, right? So how about starting your end of the bargain with this? Find one thing Trump wants and tell him no. One thing. Just one time, say, sir, we'd like to, but we can't. It's still a government of laws, because you're way past flirting with authoritarianism. Flirting? Let's be real. You're fucking it. And I get it. It's hot. Troops in the streets, funerals with fireworks, the Department of War, exploding boats, MILFs packing heat, and in Congress. The smell of tear gas in the morning, Pete Hegseth without a shirt on. It's a whole vibe, but it's not going to last. What good is making America great again if you end up losing the America part?